The Journey to Planet M1A. Mia, remember what I said about petting the alien wildlife? I don't care if it's cute. That thing's got tentacles. Oh, hey, glad you're here, because we've got a galaxy-sized problem on our hands. So remember that portal we saw back in Misty Woods? Well, that turned out to be a wormhole, sending us into hyperspace and crash-landing us on this strange planet. Problem is, our spaceship's totally wrecked. But it looks like we've got another fragment of a song from Storyweaver the Bard to help us out. Listen.
In a realm of science fiction, where machines and minds entwine, our ship has broken, circuits failed in this timeline's design.
Science fiction, huh? Once again, it seems the key to unlocking the rest of the Bard's tale lies in exploring a specific literary genre. By investigating the starry skies of science fiction, we might just have what it takes to repair this ship and chart a swift course back to genre land. Come on, Mia. We've got a spaceship to fix and a whole universe of sci-fi to explore. While Mia fixes our spaceship, let's dive in. In today's intergalactic adventure, we'll summarize some key characteristics of the science fiction genre. We'll also examine a concept called world building and see how it's central to this genre. Finally, we'll explore the relationship between some sci-fi topics and the real world. Let's start with the basics. Essentially, science fiction is a type of speculative fiction that deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts based in science. Let's break that down. To speculate means to wonder about something and make guesses. So, speculative fiction refers to the larger category of fictional genres that include supernatural, fantastical, or futuristic elements. Genres based on imagination, not just reality. Science fiction is one genre in the speculative fiction category. Sci-fi speculates on or guesses about, well, science. Sometimes sci-fi speculates on science like physics or astronomy. For example, what could exist in outer space? Sometimes, however, sci-fi speculates about social sciences, such as psychology or sociology. For instance, what might happen to our government in 100 years? So, we've established that the sci-fi genre contains both speculative and scientific characteristics. To practice summarizing these, read or listen to the story The Journey to Planet M1A in your PDF. Then underline any details that seem speculative or imaginative, and circle details that rely on science. Pause and resume when you're ready. You might have underlined the speculation about future genre land, or the imaginary landscape description, and you might have circled the story's use of advanced technology and space travel. Mia, how's it going? Yes, Mia's used our knowledge to repair the broken fuel cells. Now, let's take a closer look at a very important story element in sci-fi: world building. Remember, sci-fi speculates about places that differ from reality and the scientific concepts that might exist there. That means sci-fi authors must build imaginative, scientific worlds to speculate about. So, what in the world is world building? World building refers to the process of creating a detailed and believable fictional universe. This often includes elements like geography, history, and culture. In sci-fi, world building also involves science and technology, as writers plan how certain scientific concepts will exist within their created universe. The worlds have to be internally consistent. That means the world needs to make sense scientifically and follow its own made-up logic. Just like laws of gravity or thermodynamics in our own world, science fiction worlds often have their own laws. These laws might explain how their spaceships are powered, for instance, or how creatures on different planets survive. Elements of setting, like location and time period, are a major part of world building. The location of a science fiction story is often in outer space, on other planets, or in unexplored places like the deep sea, places we can only speculate about. But sometimes, it's a scientifically altered version of Earth, where aliens visit us, or time machines shift the fabric of reality. Time is another key component of sci-fi world building. Many sci-fi stories are set in the future and play with the concept of time by using wormholes or machines to time travel. Others use today's world as a history for a futuristic setting, imagining how our current world might evolve. Let's take another look at our story. This time, complete the Elements of World Building page in your PDF. Pause now and resume when you're ready. Our story's location? Planet M1A, formerly known as Genreland. Time? The future. Our world building here shows a darkened sky, strange gray plants, and a ruined castle. The shadow of monotony destroyed this place. Caroline and Mia can't fly away because their fuel cells are broken. And this universe dictates that spaceships need working fuel cells in order to fly. The world building in The Journey to Planet M1A not only speculates about Genreland's possible future, but also includes scientific components like space travel, fitting this story neatly into the science fiction genre we've come to understand. Mia's used this intel to fix the exterior of the spaceship. We're almost there. Now let's look at topics often discussed in science fiction stories and their relationships to the real world. In many ways, science fiction acts as a mirror, reflecting our own current world. Even though it may be set in a completely different universe, sci-fi often reflects our real hopes, fears, and challenges. Sometimes sci-fi inspires us by showing us amazing inventions or peaceful societies. And sometimes it warns us about what could happen if we don't fix the problems we currently face. One topic often explored in science fiction is the potential of technology, the positive and negative consequences of scientific advancement. Not only are sci-fi stories based on real-life tech and science, they inspire real inventions. Self-driving cars, smartwatches, and earbuds were all first imagined in science fiction. Technology in sci-fi can also warn us about the possible dangers of advanced technology. Think of out-of-control AI or total environmental destruction. Next, sci-fi often comments on social issues by reflecting the real world in a speculative setting. Stories about environmental concerns, oppressive governments, or human ethics and identity help us reflect on our own society. For example, when we read about unjust future societies, it helps us reflect on injustice in our own world. Or when we read about the future destruction of the Earth, it inspires us to take care of the planet we still have. Last up on our list of sci-fi topics is exploring the unknown. Throughout history, humans have been driven by curiosity, and that's reflected perfectly in sci-fi. Not only does sci-fi draw inspiration from real human exploration, but it inspires future exploration. It raises curiosity and excitement about what lies beyond current scientific boundaries. For instance, Dr. Robert H. Goddard, builder of the first liquid-fueled rocket, was directly inspired by famous sci-fi writer H.G. Wells. Oh, whoa! The wormhole back to Genreland is shrinking. We've got to get out of here fast. Mia, is the hyperdrive fixed yet? Quick, we need your help. In your guided notes, look at the list of real-world issues and list each one under the sci-fi topic it best relates to. Take a moment to check your answers, then let's board our ship! Phew! We made it into the ship, and the hyperdrive is repaired. Hey, the tale is complete. Listen.
From tales of tech and distant worlds, sci-fi knowledge we built up to mend our craft, push back the dark, and save this land we love.
We've done it! Mia, initiate hyperdrive sequence. Back through the wormhole we go. Hang on. We're back in the skies of Genreland, and the journey to planet M1A is complete. You've proven your knowledge of science fiction, and with that, we're ready to move on to our next genre and... Mia, don't mean to alarm you, but did you see that giant dragon just fly past us? Whew. That sounds like a fantastical problem for our next lesson. Until then, remember, every story is a new horizon. See you next time.
Hey!